Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 895, coming to you live from somewhere, nowhere, Dallas, Texas. That is where we are today. Yeehaw! We will be heading to New York on Monday for the one and only yearly Digital Asset Summit brought to you by Blockworks. You can use code TACO20. That is TACO20 for 20% off all tickets because I didn't want any kickback. I didn't want it. So if you see those 5, 10, 15% coupons, that person is getting kickback. Love them, support them 100%. I wanted more people to go to a conference, so I asked for the largest discount that I could give to other people. And I just like to think that the alpha is at the conference. I have been working all day today, and I want to shout out to all of those other people that have been working all day today. Because, yeah, sometimes you just wake up at 5:40 in the morning and you just start grinding. Why? Because that's what we do. And sometimes when you're working with amazing teams, you like to blow off steam. And hopefully you're working with teams that sort of like become like family or that you've known for a really long time or something important like that you just like resonate with. And I have known our guest today, well, not even guest, hopefully like comes around more often because I've shared space with this man for a very long time. I have been in the same state as him at times. I've been in the same city. And supposedly I've been in the same events with him, but I don't think I've ever actually like met him in person. And now I actually get to work with him, and he's not showing his face today because it is a Friday day. He is in his Friday pants, his Friday shirt. He is just grinding work. And so we got completely distracted from work today, and we might actually work on screen today so you guys can actually see what we do, or what we're doing today. What should have taken 15 minutes to do has now taken 6 hours. But before I introduce the one and only Koi Says Thing, I want to shout out to everyone that's watching us on LinkedIn, Player One Taco YouTube, 0xDgens YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Telegram, Rumble, Kick, on-chain via Abstract, on-chain via Soul Media Tech, those that are joining in on the Twitter space and those that are joining in on Twitter video. I want to please give a huge warm and welcome to the one and only Koi Says Things, aka Koi.
Greetings. It's good to be here. I appreciate it.
GM, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I really particularly appreciated the thing that should have taken 15 minutes and we've been in calls for 3 hours thing. That's accurate.
It is 100% accurate, and like we've actually like we've been working. We had meetings with other teams. We were talking about other designations of the project. We were deep diving on other things. And then we built a computer.
And then we built 2 computers.
Yes. And we used the Spring 25 or Spring 10.
Spring 20. I think it was Spring 25.
Spring 25 discount code because,
yes.
Because
there's no other way to convince Hanson.
Yes. If you're going to try to spend $40,000, was that right?
It was something absurd like that.
43. Oh, yeah, because we had to upgrade the case. $43,000. If you're going to spend $43,000 on 2 computers, you have to go to your CFO for that to see about it being a work expense.
Give him a slight heart attack on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, or it's too soon to say April Fools, but like I don't want it to go like all night, so eventually we'll tell them.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it's ever too soon to say April Fools. Like I'm that weird guy that will do something and then say April Fools and it's the middle of September, but like Because it's
Nice.
like, really, you're not going to surprise anybody on April 1st. You're really going to surprise them on September 15th when you know, replace their milk with, I don't even know.
What would you replace milk with?
You got to like mix, like water it down or something. Just something, it can't be like a super mean prank. It's got to be, because they can't hate you afterward. Well, they can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh no. Replace their whole milk with oat milk.
Well, I know just the guy for that. The NF Tully is the oat milk king. So
Oh my god, NFT Tolly. I man, NFT Tolly. That man is pretty cool. I like him.
he's a trip.
Yeah, I still say one of his knock knock jokes.
The one where you just say knock knock and in the space.
Yes, but the yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe we'll save that for a different day.
Yeah, we'll save it. Yeah.
We'll save that one because like you actually haven't. I think I've seen you've been in a couple of my spaces as shows. You've listened in here and there, but I don't think you've been through an entire show before.
I think I think I've been through like one total, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like, I don't know, man. It's like it has been a day. Yeah, I was late on this morning on the show today. Was supposed to do it at like 1 a.m. It's now 5 p.m. So it is the same day.
Technically, yeah.
So but yeah, no, it's a fun way of doing the day. But
Technicalities matter. The fact that it's the same day is important.
it is. And the number one thing I say about this show, it is consistently inconsistent, but daily.
See, that's it right there.
That's the sell point. I remember one time I was on an airplane for so long that I actually had to go talk to the stewardess in the back of the plane and sort of take a moment and explain what I do and ask for the staff Wi-Fi, the stewardess Wi-Fi. So I could broadcast live. Yes. So I could broadcast live from the back of an airplane.
That's actually fantastic.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to say.
I didn't know that was even an option.
Dude, a closed mouth does not get fed.
I wonder if we're going to eventually just have like Starlink type internet on all flights so we can just like legit work from anywhere.
That is what a lot of airlines are going to,
Yeah.
So that's what we get to see. But man, so we get to do some cool shit in Web3, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
It's fun when you work in a field that is actually like kind of on the the word cutting edge is used too often, but it is,
Yeah.
It's like it's this weird confluence of a lot of people from outside of crypto, a lot of people inside crypto see it as like a scammy mess, right?
Yeah.
And sure that exists. But I would posit that it exists no more than it does in traditional money. And on the contrary, on the other side of things, you've got like technologies that could quite literally change the way the world works. So
Yeah.
it's a bizarre. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a field for the faint of heart because it's constantly changing, and 1 minute things are great and the next minute things seem terrible and everything's on fire, and you have to have a mentality of just keep building things, no matter what the environment is. But if you can do that, then yeah, I love it here.
Man, we are as I like to say, blessed.
Yes, indeed.
I was talking with someone this morning. Like we talk about this like a lot with people, like how blessed we are. Like I am, passports are good for 10 years. I got the expanded passport with
I was gonna say
like
you're
the
gonna need like a more of a pass binder.
yeah, so like my passport expires in like 3 years. I might actually have to get a new passport, either this year or like halfway through next year. Um, the only reason why, like it might is because some countries now don't even do stamps anymore.
What do
You
they
know,
do?
you're just digitally into the system and out of the system.
So they never touch your passport other than to look at it?
They look at it, they might flip through it. They'll stick like a slip of paper in there for you to keep for a rainy day of something, you know. But now, like they're starting to really um, actually do record keeping, you know.
I mean, that's great, but the stamps were kind of like, I mean,
The
that
cool
was
shit.
a worldwide cultural phenomenon, right? It's kind of a
Yeah,
bummer.
like it's all automated passport control, unless unless you go to like the man booths because you accidentally have one of your stickers of some kind blocking your passport photo. So when you scan it, it doesn't read it and says go see an agent. And then if you ask for a stamp, you can get one.
Okay. So as long as you request it, once again, a closed mouth is never fed.
Exactly. Um, but in what other industry really like do we get to travel the world this much? You know,
Yeah,
not for random things, but like for like work.
I feel like in order to do this in another industry, you have to be very high up in the industry to do it. You have to be like some executive that has to go take meetings in Tokyo. Whereas with this industry, like there's an event. I mean, I kind of make friendly fun of you all the time about how insane it is that you're traveling as much as you do. Like, I think you spend more time on the road than you do at home, which is incredible to me. I'm very much like a homebody type of person, so it's very it's almost intimidating to watch you do your schedule.
Man, yeah. I remember back in the day of like Degens after dark.
Mm-hmm.
Literally it was almost all the time I was on the road. Um and would be up on stage. Um I actually remember where I was in the world the night when you shot your shot with Vo.
Do you?
Yeah. I
Uh,
was entering
I don't
Chicago.
even remember like specifically that event, but it also sounds like something that I probably would have done on stage.
You totally did.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah. Easy, I love you.
Totally love Easy. Yeah. But they weren't together then.
Yeah, true.
So yeah. Oh, and shit. I forgot. We're actually trying to like have like some FaceTime with Easy too. So
Yeah, right?
uh Easy, if you're listening right now, that was not like a shot at you anyway, in any way. It was literally like
It was more shot at me, if anything.
well, no, like I just like how like I was on the highway and I had actually just driven up like to some random skate park in Michigan to see July. And I was driving to Chicago and then I was driving back like down to Denver. I don't remember if I stayed in Chicago, but I just remember all of the white construction lights. Like because there was so
Yeah.
much construction going on,
Well, because I
and
remember the sound, like you were there, and this was not something that was irregular. Like this would pretty commonly be the case when you would join spaces, but you could hear sounds like construction sounds or a highway behind you or something because you would be stopping at a convenience store and it just, you're like, I don't know where I am, but there's a lot of sand and everything is bad. How's crypto?
yeah. Don't, I can't check the market, but I'm in a Twitter space.
Yeah,
I'm, I'm
exactly.
driving right now. The windows are open because I'm like, oh, like that. Okay. My car. I love my car so much. Um,
What do you
I
drive?
used to smoke cigars in my car while driving.
Oh man, so that had some smell to it.
No, not a bad, no, like, because I would have like all the windows open,
Oh, I see. Okay.
you know, like, or I smoke like occasionally I would smoke cigars, But then I would smoke like Jarums.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I got this car, it had 1 mile on it. Still had saran wrap on it from the dealer, like coming off the truck at the dealership. Bought it in July of 2017. It was a 2018 Chevy Equinox. The thing I remember most about it is because Colorado has a new car tax for like the first 3 years after it's year model. I had to pay new car tax for 4 years.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like $2,500 plus registration fees.
And that's 4 years. It is very much not a new car.
Yeah, but because I bought it in 2017, it's 2018, 2019, 2020. So from 2017 to 2020, I was having to pay new car tax plus registration. And I hope that at least filled one pothole.
I feel like it probably didn't. Not to be
Thanks for
pessimistic.
shooting my dreams down, man.
I know, but I mean, this is Colorado, right?
Yep. So, but I don't know. What do we do? What do we make a pothole DAO?
That might actually perform better than a lot of like the actual significant DAOs out there. Like give the people something they actually care about.
Yeah, and like one pothole at a time.
Yeah, and like every pothole we fill, we in the concrete or asphalt or whatever, we can put like whatever project donated the most. We put their project symbol on the pothole.
Ooh, no, we stamp a number into it, and then we take a picture of it,
and it becomes an NFT.
Exactly.
Boom. We just turned the. I don't know if the U.S. government would have a problem with us selling off pictures of their road, but like honestly, it's for a good cause.
Well, there are those stories of like those like people that just go out there and like fix their local potholes.
Yeah. And well, I mean, and also you can essentially quote unquote buy a road where you get your name put on it like by paying for it to be cleaned up constantly and stuff like that. So like there's a world in which that's
yeah.
This started as a joke, but I could see it actually happening.
Instead of Red Cross or the local food shelter, supporting this road, pothole DAO.
Pothole DAO's got it.
And then like maybe like every like fifth one, a random community member, that's like voted, wins.
Our tagline can be, it's gonna be a, and then in parentheses, less bumpy ride.
I was thinking more like we fill holes.
You know what the simplicity is? That yeah. It's like Elon naming the boring company. That's it. Keep it simple.
We move dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's freaking awesome. I know Twitter's been messing up a little bit today.
Yeah, seems to be getting attacked.
Yeah, that like I shout out to the Twitter devs. I know. Yeah, it is. It is just crazy.
I feel like they're gonna have to be working like mega overtime with all this.
Yeah. Big things on the news, like one, obviously, huge phishing attempts are going out right now for Coinbase users, saying that they need to do a wallet migration.
Yeah, so, I got one of those the other 2 days ago.
Please don't click on those.
Oh no, I don't click. I pretty much don't click things that even people I trust send me half the time.
Yeah. And what's I love scammers because I get DM'd by scammers all the time, and they want to send me a malicious link for me to click for like their Calendly or Zoom or their fake Zoom links or something like that. And so I'll send them my Calendly instead, and they're like, "Oh, per our company policy, we're not allowed to click links." And I'm like, "So you want me to click your link? That's okay." And I was like, you can manually go to Calendly and you can type in my username. So you know that and if you want to schedule a call, you can do that with me, you know?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh no, like let's have a call through, you know, dedicated. I'm like, no.
The biggest of no's.
But one of the big things that is huge, huge news, IO.net and Aether announce a strategic collaboration in airdrop swap.
Tell me more.
So IO.net, distributed edge compute, Aether, distributed edge compute and AI. So basically, you can run nodes on your desktop, or dedicated hardware to them. You know, and you got an airdrop.
Is this the
Now,
future of mining?
well, it's sort of like cloud mining in a way, but it's like cloud compute. Like we see some really cool projects doing this, like Grass, Koi, CPU Coin, and a handful of others that you can just run on your desktop, run in the background, you know, or you can do like even mobile mining, sort of like your excess bandwidth, like via like Roam.
Yeah.
What else? Uprock. Soon Grass as well for mobile, but like it's using excess compute for micro inference. And when I mean like why I say like micro inference is because it's you're not training models. You're basically it's someone like asking an AI agent like generate me a picture of a hot dog.
Right.
You know,
Which is, by the way, exclusively what I use my AI for.
so you're just having it generate cheap pictures of cheap tacos.
Nope, just hot dogs. Oh wait, are you saying that a hot dog is a cheap taco?
Ding ding ding.
I see that, and I raise you this question: does a straw have one hole or two?
It's a tube.
I'll accept it.
Yeah. So you know, they're drinking tubes.
Drinking tubes.
Yeah. So
Convenient that you have a straw right there.
I did. I had a Thai tea delivered because I did not want to cook food for lunch or dinner. So I had Thai food delivered.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I do want to shout out to, I don't know if she's still watching video, but huge shout out to Carmen Crypto. She is an amazing woman, part of the government, the crypto. Oh my gosh. I can think of the right word.
The task
Uh,
force thing.
no. Government Blockchain Association, Nevada chapter.
Oh, okay. Very
And
cool.
she is helping. She does a lot of cool things in Vegas, but she is actually a consultant for. I am not a. I know this, but I am under. Oh man, I don't even know if I can say that. Hold on.
She's doing cool stuff.
She's doing amazing. So there is a casino that is wanting to implement blockchain into
Oh,
like results and like that transparency side of things. So like slots results, like um and crypto and everything like that because they, yeah. So they're
so there's a
they're
lot
they're
going on with like the Nevada Gaming Commission and all that, I'm sure.
I don't know if that's necessarily needed, like it's like more of like does a machine meet certain standards on randomness,
Yeah.
and like then you can like blockchain
Oh,
gives
so
the
it's more
proof
of
of
an
that.
audit than it is like a using crypto in a casino.
Yeah. Oh, it's both. Oh my God, this is. Oh, that's why I'm dying. This one is totally burnt out. That's good. I'll kill that one. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna
You
die there
okay,
for a
bud?
second. Oh my God, like that was. I just tasted like I just smoked some electricity.
That
Some
does
like
not
burnt.
sound fun.
Yeah. So I have another version of Sunday. Oh, that one's good. That one tastes good. I might have a problem. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 vapes in front of me.
That's 22 more than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you think they're cool? Is it more of a like a collector type of thing, or is it
Oh,
a?
no, no. It's like they die and, I'm like, instead of like taking the time to charge them, I go buy more.
That's are they cheap?
I go and buy them on Sundays from my local shop where it's buy two get one free, and
Okay. Well, I mean,
uh,
when it's a buy two get one free, you're literally throwing money away if you don't go buy them.
exactly. But then like what I I they last longer that way. Like the one I just threw away, I probably had for like 3 months. You know, and I can see. Oh man, like that's probably shouldn't be smoking that because I've had it for so long, but like it's still good. You know. But like I got
Hmm.
like 4 different flavors right here. Oh man, that tasted weird.
Did you just did you just do the whole like what you do with a drink machine as a kid, where you hit like every single one of them?
Yep, I did that.
I'm I'm I don't know if I'm impressed or just disturbed. I think it's some mix of the two.
Blueberry, raspberry, lemon, sour strawberry, peach, citrus sunrise, and Hawaiian juice. I definitely am like aiming for diabetes.
I
It feels
mean,
like.
everybody should have a goal.
Yeah, you know.
It's a pretty easy one to reach too.
Yeah,
I recommend donuts.
Oh my God. When we were in East Denver, I had I got a 4-bedroom house, but it was made for 12 people because like one bedroom had 2 beds and a pull-out bed in it, and then another bedroom had a bed, like a big king, and another bedroom had a king. The couch could have slept like was this huge L couch, could have slept like 4 people, maybe 5.
Why didn't you
Um,
offer me a room?
and then there was a bed in the living room behind the couch, and then there was a master room with a giant king and another bed. Um, there was like 3 bathrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and like a regular bathroom. And I kept messaging this guy named Coy to come, but he
Why
didn't.
didn't he do it? I mean, it sounds like a really generous offer. So
I
like,
did, I did. But this is like it sounds like it was like exorbitant. For almost 2 weeks, it cost like right under $1,000.
how is that even possible?
Airbnb, man.
When I look at Airbnb, it's always like turbo expensive. But maybe I'm looking in the wrong places.
Like for East Denver, like people were getting Airbnbs like in the city or like 15 minutes away. I went 15 minutes the opposite way. Um, and so I was literally always like 14. If I was home, I was 14 minutes away from everything. It seemed like, you know,
By like, did you have your car? Yeah, because you drove up there.
I did. I did. I drove from, I flew back from Hong Kong. I did a 33-hour flight, landed, and 24 hours later, I was on the road. Not even 24 hours later. I was
See,
on
just
the,
thinking about that makes me physically uncomfortable.
oh man. I was in Hong Kong for a short time. I left Saturday night. I arrived in Hong Kong Monday night, and then I left Friday night, and I arrived back Saturday night.
Wow.
And it was a 32-hour flight there, and it was a 33-hour flight back.
And you've been home now for...
Oh, man. A week?
And you're fixing to go to...
New York, DAS. The Digital Asset Summit Monday. And originally I was looking at Friday I come back. I was originally looking at flying from New York to Puerto Rico. But I think I'm going to come back home for 2 days and then fly to Puerto Rico.
And then after that, I think you said you've got like Paris and Dubai and stuff.
Paris, LA, Austin, and then Dubai.
Good God, man.
Yeah.
That's just... That's insanity.
Yeah, man, it is amazing.
I'm glad that you thrive on it, because I feel like especially every business to business facing company like ours needs somebody that's just an absolute animal for going, like, traveling and going to each place and being high energy.
Well, this is like the thing that, like, the two things that got me, like, and I say this a lot. So I apologize to people watching if you've heard me say this before, but I'll say this again and I'll repeat it over and over and over again. The two main important things to me in blockchain: transparency and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And however you navigate those roads, so transparency means being seen. Consistency means being seen a lot, and like those were the two fundamentals that got me into Bitcoin. And there was other things, like why I really attached to it, like a moral piece, was like I was in a hard time in life, meaning like I was changing a lot of shit about me because I didn't like who I was, and I was still doing a lot of things that didn't put me in the best of situations. I was running an in-person sports book. I was a bookie. I was a bookie and the house, and that's, and then all of a sudden this new thing, Bitcoin, I could like pay people out in Bitcoin, and I had a computer lab that I set up to mine Bitcoin for me. So I literally was giving out free taking cash in and giving out things that I got for free, paper wallets galore. But it's taken a few years to simplify it, but it basically a mathematical proof that it was better to do good than be bad.
I mean, that's pretty solid.
Like, cause all right, 10 fingers up real quick.
Yep. You can't see it, but I'm doing it.
I believe you.
Transparency.
Consistency. We hear of this term 5150, meaning like if 51% of the network is taken over, a bad actor can win. But the math of Bitcoin, of hash power, is that it doesn't matter how many bad guys there are and how strong they are. And it doesn't matter how few good guys there are or how weak they are, as long as there's plus one, everyone benefits. Because if you look at it this way, if you put down 6 fingers, as good actors, then you have 10 winners. If you put down 6 fingers as bad actors, only one of them wins.
Hmm.
And so it that is like an everyone against one type of thing, even though bad actors, and so like that is like that 51% attack. And what's interesting, one of the really interesting things about all of these decentralized protocols, like just Ethereum alone, 52% of the Ethereum network nodes are hosted virtually on AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure.
Right.
And so like it from a perspective of like WTF, like 35% of all Ethereum nodes are just ran on AWS. So we talk about this big decentralization thing, yet at the same time, we're centralizing the heck out of our infrastructure.
Right. The technology that's being built may be decentralized, but the problem is it's being built on the wrong foundation.
True. Yeah. And
And I
I
don't think that's done in most cases maliciously. I think it's just until recently, I don't think there was a good alternative for that foundation, which is what we're building.
they
Uh,
yeah.
I don't back when these things were new, when well, cryptography's been around for forever or whatever, but um, when chains started being born and all that, like I don't think there was really an alternative to something like AWS, but uh, that's kind of the interesting thing, and that is actually you said the two of the big things that got you into it were the transparency and the consistency, but one of the thing I was working in real estate at the time doing house flips,
Yeah.
and I started paying attention. That's when I started paying attention to crypto, and I realized that like the the most exciting thing about it to me is the potential for fundamental changes, which were directly tied to transparency. And a slightly different version of transparency than what you were talking about. Like I think it's just um, I'm very big on the whole sunlight is the best disinfectant thing.
Yeah.
Um, I think that one of the coolest things about crypto is that it's also an interesting side note here in a second, but the nature of blockchain is that you can't really hide. Like you sort of can, you can obfuscate and all that, but like things are pretty out there in the open.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's pretty easy to say like, oh, this is a bad actor, this is not a bad actor. Um, I find it interesting, and I can't help but tinfoil hat theory that a lot of TradFi probably is behind this narrative, but the narrative of crypto being the opposite of that, of it being the dark, dangerous basement full of terrorists and horrible things like that, and that's just and sure, I mean, I'm sure that exists in that here as much as it does anywhere else, right? But I think that the very nature of the technology itself actually lends itself to the opposite of that.
I agree with you. It's one of those things to where we get to see like I think one of the big pieces on that, like for like the is like those banks and everything like that didn't get to have a chance to get in early. Like they didn't get to have control.
Yeah,
And so
the biggest fade in history.
yeah. And that was just because they fade so that they can get a position.
Correct. Which I
And
mean, business wise, it makes sense.
it does. And I think, one of the hard pieces with that is like we talk about FUD all the time,
Hmm.
FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, but we don't really get to see it in action unless we're seeing bad actors, talk about, like they keep talking, shitting on something, yet they don't go away.
Right.
And, so like
Well, it's
use the
because the
big,
FUD itself becomes the product. The
Yeah,
drama itself becomes the product.
that or they want other people to sell and they'll buy cheaper,
Yeah,
you know.
it's a
But then they end
twofold
up
thing easily.
but, but then what's really crazy is they poison the well and like drive away the community that will buy their bags basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then they complain that the founders didn't do anything.
Yeah, I messaged. I won't say names, but I messaged a somebody that's a fairly big influence back in 2022 or 2023, and I remember saying, "Hey, this person and this person." Once again, I'm not going to drop names because I'm not really here for the drama, but um, you know, I remember saying it seems to me that they are a net negative for this whole space, and that this strategy, while I understand it from a business perspective, uh, it is not sustainable because negativity has a shelf life.
Yeah.
Um, you will always get new people in that will consume that negativity. Look at the 24-hour news cycle on mainstream media, but uh, I think that even that is starting to fail.
Yeah.
Um, so people are. I think that there's a lot of people that are just tired of the negativity, of the people taking advantage and things like that, and that's why I see a pendulum shift towards projects that are building really interesting, positive things for the world and for the ecosystem. Um, I'm not really an idealist. Uh, I'm much more of a realist than I am an idealist. In fact, I would say I'm even a pessimist at times because I feel like I would much rather be surprised by something good than be surprised by something bad. Um, However, I am fairly optimistic about the current, not the current state of the crypto scene, but the current direction that it's heading. I think that we are heading in a direction of a revival of what's important and good voices and things like that. And I mean that's a lot of the reason I stopped doing spaces for a while because it was just a bunch of drama slinging back and forth for years, and wasn't too much constructive stuff going on. And I'm seeing now kind of a lot of the faces that I saw back then coming out and talking again, and it's nice.
I remember space. I was walking on the streets of New York. Um, and so that like and it was um oh man, it was drama around Luca Nets
Mm-hmm.
being a drop shipper, you
I
know,
remember that. Yeah.
and Jonah, and I forget who he was arguing with, you know, um, and like, man, who was it? Like, maybe it was Leap, I think, that was hosting the space. I love Leap.
I love Leap. He's a good dude.
He is. He's in your neck of the woods now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's back home.
I came in hot to one of his spaces one time, claiming that somebody on stage, like I got pulled into the negativity for a little bit. And I remember I pulled up real hot around the collar, and then I like kind of realized it really fast, and I messaged Leap, and I was like, I am so sorry, like please. And he was like, dude, you're fine, come up anytime, kind of thing. Like
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
he brings me up if I request, and then like he lets me like rant for like 10 minutes.
You rant for 10 minutes?
Yeah, like, but like I'm talking like on building stuff, or like
Yeah.
I'm not like going off. I'm giving like a counterpoint of like someone's like negativity or something like that, like in a disagreement. And I'm like, this is like how builders see it. Like, and like you're out of touch, or you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. And this is how the technology works, or what you don't know about the technology that, no one wants to talk about. And here is the way to see it. And this is why this is amazing. And flowers to everyone that's building no matter what, but like the drama popcorn, like because people pull up to eat popcorn and watch the drama,
Yeah.
but they're not there. They're there they're like, I want to see the train wreck, not, hey, I want to see some cool shit be built and some
Exactly.
things get done.
And
Um,
that's kind of the paradigm shift that I'm sort of talking about, is that I feel like there's enough people now that have kind of had their fill of the Gong Show, and
Yeah,
they're interested in moving towards something a little bit more substantive.
I I hope so. Like I it still seems, that like we're like I know here is and I apologize in advance for using this term, um
Bracing
because
myself, bracing myself.
it's not, I don't mean it in a demeaning way, because it's just a term. I don't know, you know um but I know this is how I know we're in the start of we're in the beginning stages of the bull run. Going, because I go to conferences nonstop, but there is a breed, there is a personality that shows up at conferences or gets brought to conferences when like people see the bull coming. Booth babes.
Adam's gonna have to clean this whole thing up.
Oh man. So yeah, but like in Hong Kong at Consensus, that's how I knew, like that people like big money, institutional money,
Are you saying that
feel that
your
it's
read of the market is that you went to a convention, looked around, saw a bunch of beautiful women, and said, "We're so back"?
they don't know anything, and they're not even here for the tech. Um,
I
but
mean,
no,
look,
like
as somebody who's been called a booth babe before, like I don't take offense. So
you're a pretty big booth babe. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Um, but no, it not like not it wasn't even like it was like two booths, you know, for like new projects that have a lot of funding and a lot of money behind them
Mhm.
launching. And um that's TradFi. That is Web 2 conference conventions,
Mhm. Yeah, I mean
Um
that's always been the case at car conventions and even like gaming conventions. It's always been you've got like the monster girls and the
oh
and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. That has been kind of like a sign of like a booming market.
Um my I've gone to some like Web 3 conferences where there's like Web 2 products there.
Mhm.
Um, and if I sponsoring and like holding if I'm being given a booth to host something there, um, shout out to like one of the first projects to do that. And then when like other projects learned that they had done that for me, shout out to TCG World.
TCG
They
World did that?
Yeah, so TCG World, they actually gave me 6 booths,
Are you serious?
and they were like, we know that you like if you're able to give these to like projects you work with, we know that they will bring more value than us selling these to who knows who.
Wow.
And this was right after like an NFT NYC, so it was like 2 weeks after, and I reached out to like 15 projects, um that and 3 of them that had just like spent their entire budget in NFT NYC. I was like, hey, turn around, meet me in Vegas, you got a booth for 3 days, and they're
Yeah.
like, well, we can't afford that. I'm like, no, I'm giving you the booth, you just have to show up. And they're
That's
like,
pretty huge.
and so like 3 projects I think did. 2 of them actually were able to show up. One of them was not, because like they got stuck. Their flight like got delayed, and like so they were like, we just like it. We got to turn around. And I was like, hey, um, and so I had a booth, and I got to pick where my booth was. Now, 2 things that I like that my booth got placed by: Stripperverse and the Bang Girls.
Oh no.
Bang energy drink. Now, I placed my booth next to the Bang energy drink because I wasn't even thinking about the Bang girls. I was thinking, I bet you I could get a lot of free Bang energy from them.
Yeah, because if anybody doesn't know this, at least 50% of Taco's bloodstream is energy drink.
It is caffeine, high copious amounts. And what's funny is because man, we are talking time capsule here. So I used to do, well, I still do, but one of the first major non-EVM chains, the first non-EVM chain that I really got behind was Polkadot, like 2018-ish.
Okay.
So I've done a lot in the Polkadot ecosystem.
I didn't realize that Polkadot was around back then.
Oh, like 2018, it like started, 2017, yeah.
Wow.
And then the parachains in 2019 started getting built out. And in 2022, the first parachain launched. And Moonbeam, which was basically the EVM stepping stone from the EVM world into the Polkadot ecosystem. And so help be part of what is now the largest DEX in Polkadot out of all of the parachains. And so employee number 9 there. I love that badge of honor. And so all of my biggest complaint out of NFT NYC that year, there was so much money on events being hosted by places. It was amazing. Like there was so many cool things and community members flown out by projects. Like all of these events served limitless, bottomless liquor.
Wow.
And not a Red Bull to see. And so when the head of business development for Moonbeam and Polkadot heard about the conundrum, they decided to change that for what was NYC dot or dot NYC or no. Oh my gosh, I forget the name of the conference, but a 3-day Polkadot conference, right? Or week long conference, maybe, I don't know. And so Kathy made sure that there was enough Red Bull there for me. And when I say she made sure there was enough Red Bull there for me, at the end of the conference, she's like, "Hey, do you want to take the leftover Red Bull I got for you?"
Oh no.
And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, "All right, it's in the back." I personally, there was more than this, but I personally took 30 cases of regular Red Bull in my car.
No.
And 2
Is
cases.
this when it began?
No, it already had been going on for a long time. And 2 cases of sugar-free Red Bull. I had originally 33 cases of Red Bull, but someone else that was taking, some of the leftover supplies, I traded them a case of Red Bull for a case of water.
That is a hilarious trade.
That Red Bull supply lasted me like 2 years.
Goodness gracious.
But that filled up my car that became like the bed of my car, like with my back seats down, all of those cases lying down, like it was like 2 cases deep. Filling up the entire back of my SUV. So I then drove from New York to Michigan to Chicago to Denver to Las Vegas.
Goodness gracious.
And that was only like 1 case of Red Bull. But
you're like, I got fuel for life.
Yeah. And so then I got to sort of have a really good time on what's the word I'm thinking of? I got to so All right. So now you know my car is full of Red Bull, and I get to choose where to have my booth. And I'm like, I want to add some bang to my life. And so not only did I get to make friends with the bang gals, the bang babes, yeah, the bang babes, I guess.
I have no idea what their nomenclature is.
I don't either. I ended up getting 3 cases of bang, but I got 10 boxes of the bang shots.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. I have like this my sultry voice right now. So the fact that I'm talking into a microphone and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Man, I'm telling you, like, I I can't. I don't know. I've done. I had an energy drink like once that I can think of. I was I used to work. This will date me a little bit. When I was in college, I was working at Blockbuster, and for any, for all of you listening, Blockbuster was a place where you used to go in order to watch a movie. You had to go to a physical location, retrieve the movie in a physical form, bring it back to your home, and watch it, and then bring it back to them.
Wait, you forgot you had to rewind it.
Yes, you
Be
have to
kind,
be kind,
rewind.
rewind. Yeah, 100%. So I used to work at a Blockbuster, and it was in a different city because I wanted to work at a Blockbuster so bad that I was willing to forego jobs that were right next to my apartment at college in order to go drive an hour to work at a Blockbuster, which didn't pay for the gas that it cost to move to go to work at Blockbuster. So I would get off pretty late and I'd be driving home, and usually that was fine. But I had a really rough week with school, so I was driving home and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do an energy drink, and this was like super sheltered coy before I ever tried like much of anything in life, pretty much. And I pull into a gas station and I buy a Red Bull, and like half of me expects to get carded because I was such a wimp back then, right? And I get up to the counter, I get the Red Bull, I drink it in the car. Dude, I was awake for like a day and a half after that because it was the first time I had ever had one. That thing nuked me.
Oh man. I I don't feel bad for you.
No, I don't feel bad about it at all. It was a hilarious experience,
Was
and
it
I was able to drive home without falling asleep.
Yeah. All right. And that was like it was a Red Bull or what was it?
Yeah, it was a Red Bull.
Oh man.
I didn't really know much. Like I knew nothing. The most intense energy related beverage that I had been introduced to up till then had been, wait for it, drum roll, Gatorade. So
Oh, I
I
thought you were going to
was
say Surge
oh well no
or
well Surge wasn't an energy drink. That was a I'm pretty sure that was a government test done on children.
what was
As
that other
somebody
one?
who was
What was
a
that other like Puma?
yeah yeah
Was it Puma?
it was something like that. Surge was the king though. Surge, that stuff was, you
Like
drank it, instant headache.
it was like Squirt and Mountain Dew combined or something like that.
It was
I don't know.
it was insane the amount of like how not okay it was for your body, especially as a child, and yet that's who it was marketed towards.
Well, like we're just gonna call it Puma. Well, frick, no. Like, okay, we are investigators. We like to do our own research.
Puma Cola, I found it.
Puma Cola.
Or no, this is something different.
Yeah, that's a shoe.
Well, yeah.
Oh, with a K.
That's not it though. That looks like some German product.
So wait here. Do you call it pop or soda?
I call it Coke.
Oh, okay. Puma soda. Weirdo calling it Coke.
Show a can of Surge as well. By the way, it's like if Nickelodeon made a
Yeah.
drink.
Wait. What? Why? What? Oh my god! Am I just doing a huge
Is this one of those Mandela effects where there was a
what
soda that
was
existed but you can't remember the name?
Puma Cola? Images. No, my shoes. I don't want shoes. Like, is a craft soda produced by Spectre Brewery in Wisconsin. It's a no. Wow, that sounds actually good. Sounds like a weird like root beer.
Yeah, that's the vibe
Cola
I'm getting from that.
extract, vanilla, cinnamon, and pure honey. Wow. Okay. Wait, no. Um 19 1990s soda Puma.
I'm trying Grok out to see if Grok can find it.
Yeah. Um
Jolt?
Jolt. Jolt was another one.
Yeah, Jolt was
Maybe it
a
was
thing.
yeah, Jolt. Well, Jolt was no. Yeah, student 1985. Wow. Faced challenges in the 90s and early due to health concerns.
You think?
Filed for bankruptcy in 2009. Made a comeback in 2017 exclusively at Dollar General stores. Contains 4 times as much caffeine as a Coke or Pepsi.
Man, what did we do
Um,
to ourselves back then?
wait, so 1990s soda that had I felt like it had guarana,
Oh,
and I know I'm spelling guarana wrong, but Surge, Fago,
man. Fago had its run with the what was it, the Insane Clown Posse?
ICP, yeah, Orbit, Surge, Lifesaver soda. Oh my god, that sounds disgusting.
It was
Fruitopia.
disgusting. I tried it one time and never tried it again.
You know what I really liked? I was weird. Pepsi Clear.
I don't even remember what it tasted like, but I remember being
Pepto
hyped about
Bismol. Tasted like Pepto Bismol.
it.
Cocaine. I remember cocaine. Snapple's Clear Root Beer. Oh, Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah, there it is.
Aha. Yeah. Jolt Cola.
Has
No.
Surge popped up yet?
Cola. Coca-Cola Black.
I remember that.
Like Cola.
The Ecto Cooler.
Blue. Squeeze-Its. I remember Squeeze-Its in the twist tops. Josta.
That's the one.
Yep. See, Josta with Guarana.
Yep.
Yeah. At like DNL. What? Oh, that was someone on the marketing team turned the bottle ups and changed the flavoring, and voila, there's a new product.
It's 7-Up.
But DNL.
Yeah.
But no, Josta. That is so Panther. So I was close on the
Yeah, I mean, there was like a Panther or a Puma on there, so you were close.
yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't even it looks like cleaning fluid in the picture.
Yeah. Had a brief run in 1999 due to corporate strategy and declining sales. A caffeine-rich berry common in Brazilian drinks.
It's a
Better do the
berry?
good. What?
It's a berry?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Josta made a cameo appearance in the Disney Plus series Loki,
Wow.
where the character Mobius might have developed a taste for it during his travels through different timelines. Oh man. All right. More about Josta. Discontinued.
Who was the parent company for that?
Pepsi.
Ah, not surprising. They were wild in the 90s.
Yeah.
Did you know that they essentially bought Taco Bell for the purpose of selling more Pepsi.
And Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's outstanding. And
Yeah.
that's why Taco Bell is never meant to be taken seriously. That's why they always have like those ridiculous tacos on the menu. They're delicious, but like,
Doritos Los Tacos.
yeah, they're like Crunchwrap Supreme with a cheese at the size of your head. It's like, what? Excuse me?
What? Okay. Yeah. So guarana and caffeine, giving it a fruity and sweet taste with a stimulating effect. Guarana, the plant extract from South America, is rich in caffeine, has been used as a stimulant, appetite suppressant, and aphrodisiac. Yeah, that's great to give to a bunch
Yeah,
of high
that's
schoolers.
outstanding for children.
Fuck yeah, man. Oh man, yeah. I feel like it deserves a comeback. Cause like,
Does it though?
um,
Didn't they try to do a Surge comeback? They did. They
they
sold
did.
like one
It's
run
still
of it.
back. Well, it Surge's back. You can buy it, or no, Jolt. Maybe. Well, Surge is back. Surge is back, and I saw it in King Supers. But like,
You
so
can
like,
buy Surge.
mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. You can order Surge on DoorDash. That is dangerous.
So this is what I. Why do I have to confirm that I'm a human? Okay, I'm not a robot. Sure. There we go. So this is Celsius bought Alani
Did they?
and for 1.8 billion. But this is like one of the main energy drinks I drink now, Alani, because it's like the same size can as a Red Bull, but it has as much caffeine as a C4.
Oh my.
200 milligrams of caffeine, and it's clean, it's good.
I mean,
I don't know if this matters, but it's vegan and gluten free. Like so,
when you have that much caffeine packed into one little thing, I don't think it really matters. Anything else matters.
I drink it so I can like, yeah. What's funny, I was at the cigar lounge yesterday.
Yeah.
And I met this new dude named Sean. And
I know a Sean.
He wanted to follow me on YouTube. And so I was like, oh, just type in Player One Taco. And the video that popped up was from like 23. I don't, I'm literally on my account, so I'm sure like just my channel will show up, but like this video showed up. Round 3.1. So why this round? Why it's named round 3.1? So Jonathan, have you heard of Favor?
Were you checking out Rust?
What?
In the bottom right?
Crazy Duo Wipe.
Yeah, that's Rust. We were just talking about that. Anyway, go on.
I think I was watching. I was watching videos. I was down the YouTube rabbit hole. So, the reason round one was in Amsterdam, where me and Jonathan met, and we both like energy drinks, and very hard to find energy drinks of size in Amsterdam, in Europe.
Really?
Yes.
Is it like really turbo regulated or something, or?
Yeah, and like they're all come in tiny cans, and they want to be cute, and like they're halal, so they're reduced caffeine levels. So you literally like have to go to a candy store and to find like Monster C4. And so me and him had a chug off in Amsterdam, and it got recorded and put up on social media and got sort of blown up, and I won. And then
that's the first video that guy saw.
No, this is the video this is the first round 3.1, the rematch.
Oh.
So, I don't remember where round 2 was. It might have been in Paris. Yeah, this is like, oh, round 1 was in Amsterdam. Round 2 was in Paris. No. I met them in Paris, and then round 1 was in Amsterdam. So round 2 maybe was in New York or Austin or something. I'm going to say New York. Round 3 was in Palm
Beach,
West
Florida?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
That's where my mom's from.
Ooh, hi, Mom. And we had done round 3 earlier that day. And so round 1 and round 2 was 1 can. Him chugging a can, me chugging a can. Round 3, the tiebreaker was 2 cans. And I remember this.
Monster?
Yeah. They were the big Red Bulls. The big Red Bulls.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And I won round 3. So but he said that he wasn't prepared for my, I don't want to say cheating, but literally crushing the can as I was drinking to help push it out. Drank it all, but like that was sort of what I did. And he didn't know that was part of the rules that he could do. And so he wanted a rematch. Now, mind you, round 3 started at like 9 a.m. Was at 9 a.m. This video was then now at like 11:30 at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Who knows? I'm not quite sure, but it was at night. And at this time, I was at 27 Red Bulls for the day.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen this video. This is it showed up. Oh no, I was 16 Red Bulls. Oh my gosh, let's hear.
So I have drank 16 Red Bulls. Let me know when you're ready. I'm rolling, baby. You're rolling? Yes, sir. Hello, Player One Taco coming to you live from permissionless. We are doing round 2. I cheated. And so I have drank 16 Red Bulls to match up for this competition. We are doing round 2. Round 1 was won by me in Paris. Round 2 was won by Jonathan in Amsterdam. And round 3 was won by me today in permissionless. But he asked for a rematch. And you know how much we love to get everyone a chance. So, who are you? And that's my favorite. So, we are going to do our chug up again. And we are going to get ready. Are you ready? Thank you. And that is how it is done. And this is how you make friends for fucking life.
I didn't. Okay. I totally fumbled that start so bad. Like he had me, but I came back hardcore on that, man. I think I did good on that.
I think you did too, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, if that, yeah. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
That is mind blowing.
So yeah, that was 2 years ago. But yeah, no. So round 1 was in Paris, from what I heard, and round 2 was in Amsterdam. Round 3 was in West Palm Beach. That was, oh man, and that was the launch of Illuvium.
Oh my gosh.
And that was the launch of Illuvium Land. They were giving away land Like there was a QR code that you could scan and get a free piece of land,
Didn't that end up being worth like a ton?
like 20 B&B.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you got huge like Immutable X airdrops, and I didn't do that.
Well, you were busy doing something more important. You were having chugging competition 3.1.
Yeah, I'm friend for life type of thing. Well, and then after, well, like that was like, oh yeah, I still have that hat. I actually know where that hat is.
Well, the question is there going to be a round 4?
Well, we've had rounds like we've had a couple rounds since then. I think like we've had them in Singapore. We've had rounds in Bangkok, like Korea. We did one as well. We had a competition in Korea at the Pudgy Penguins abstract party. I don't think it got loaded up though.
How was that party?
That was sort of fun. Like it was a big partnership between abstract Pudgy Penguins and Uniswap, and aka the Uniswap wallet. And you had to go like meet, like find like different little scan QR codes and answer a question to earn a little NFT, which then once you got all 4 NFTs that made a puzzle piece, you could go turn it in for like a gift bag and stuff. And I had oh man, where is it? I had a custom Pudgy of my face drawn. I think it's behind the DeLorean that I won that I never got. That's what that is on the wall.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, so DeLorean. I won a DeLorean. And
a poster or an actual DeLorean?
Actual DeLorean. What did I get? I got a giant Ed McMahon check.
I mean, that might be even cooler.
Yeah. That you don't really actually win something till you get it delivered, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? So, oh man, but yeah, nope, that was the video that he saw, this guy Sean saw first yesterday, because we were talking like crypto a little bit, and I get to have so many cool conversations because like my wardrobe is let's shoes, socks, pants, shirt, hat. Hat, shirt, socks. 60% of my wardrobe, 90% of the time, 60% of my wardrobe is crypto or AI. And sometimes it is 80% because a protocol. My running joke was if I got if they gave away shoes and pants at conferences, I would never have to buy clothes again. And a protocol, a star, also on Polkadot, the head of BD heard that quippy line, and he's like, "I got you." And like 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? Maybe it was last year. Maybe it was the year before. He presented me at a conference with a pair of shoes that light up.
He got you light up shoes?
Yeah.
That's sick.
So now I can, like, if they give away pants at a conference, I would never have, like, real pants. I would never have to wear, I would never have to buy clothes again. But so, you know, I like it. I stand out. I'm the crypto guy, you know. So I don't know. It's sort of it starts it has never started a bad conversation.
No, I would imagine not. It's pretty innocuous in that sense.
Yeah, you know, and You know, the classics. Oh, what should I buy? You know, where should I go? You know, and so I onboard so many people into like Coinbase. It's not even funny. You know, I wish I was like sponsored by Coinbase. I usually hit. So you're allowed to make 20 referrals a year that you get paid for
At Coinbase?
with Coinbase. Yeah, $10 a person that like KYC and onboards onto Coinbase.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
and like I hit my referral limit in January.
Oh my.
You know, but I still refer people. So and then, like they
Well, at
can
that point,
see
you
that.
should be sponsored.
Yeah,
Come on, Coinbase.
you know,
Let's do it.
let's do it, Coinbase. Coinbase, if you're listening, Jesse, if you're listening, Jesse,
you know exactly who to call.
yeah, Brian, Jesse, what's up? You know, I know I'm not cool. I know I don't have 100,000 followers. You know, but
You might if you were sponsored by Coinbase.
I feel like I would have 100,000 followers if like I talked about tokens and like price and like moon, like, you know,
yeah.
Instead I talk about like how things like work, you know, and like how to get the best bang for your buck. You know, like how do you actually use the Ponzi, you know? So
how use
Ponzi, you know? And well, like, cause like we tell people all the time how to like get into a project, but we never tell them how do you get the dollars out of that, you know?
Yeah.
And especially like if you're like on like a new chain and you're like doing all of their farming quests, you'll go to like one protocol and you'll stake and then you'll wrap it and then you time lock it and then you take that product and you go to another protocol and you stake that and then you take that and you like LP it into like balancer and then you take your balancer BP 8020 tokens and you go and stake it in it. Like, well, cool. How do you unwind that? And or like how do you track what you have to unwind, you know?
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, like I've been in this whole crypto business space for the last, I don't know how, like, I mean, years now, right? And I still go cross-eyed when I hear about like most of the tech and most of the like, you know, transferring from one chain to another and all that kind of, and bridging and like wrapped this and all that. Like it's just not like my thing has always been people, not tech.
yeah, people are freaking amazing, you know? So like it is fun to see what people are building. And yeah, I'm just like I'm happy with a lot of that stuff, you know. It's sort of pretty cool, you know.
100%.
So I just you know, it's a fun fun day, you know, when I get to talk about like the people of Web3, you know, and doing like the different things to like sort of like help talk about what's being built in some way, shape, or form. And you know, like that's why I do TacoBytes, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're out here like literally every single day, just sort of promoting people, and they're not even like asking you to.
Yeah, no, like and like I
don't even
get
think that a lot of them know that you did it.
most don't, and I'm like it's like not needed, and like I'll even like I talk about like sometimes I'll talk about like the same protocol for like a while, like or like always, you know, because people ask more questions, you know, like they still don't understand, and they're like, well, you didn't watch it live, you know. They're like, no, could you? I'm like, you can go watch it. They're like, can you talk about it again? And I'm like, of course, let's fucking go. You know, and yeah, like no matter how many times, like I will always talk about liquidity providing, like, because like that seems like to be like one of the hardest things for people to sort of understand. Like they understand buying a token and holding it, and I'm like, cool, you're just holding it, but like you're waiting for it to go up, and now the technology is at a point to where not only are you competing against other people, but now you're competing against like bots and smart contracts that are basically set to sell when something hits a certain price, and they'll just like nuke a chart. And like, so if your tokens aren't even on the shelf to sell, how can you expect to sell them? That's why people, I think, a lot of times round trip tokens so much. It's not because they want
the
to.
round tripper.
What?
I said, hi, it's me, the round tripper.
I am the round tripper, and like it's like, so like LPing, like you can put in one side and just like rock it. And like one of my favorite protocols, HawkFi, and I haven't even had a chance to go check out the latest upgrades and stuff like that. They just released, but normally HawkFi has been 2 sites, and that's because originally they had Hawk site, and then they had HawkFi. Hawk site is for like their Orca pools, and the HawkFi. Yes, you can test our. Here we go. And then HawkFi is Meteora. You can test our 2 biggest updates to be released to the public very soon. Orca CLM on HawkFi. Oh my gosh. For notes on these 2 features for Orca positions with at least 1 USD and created on egg can be rebalanced. Created on egg. HawkFi will not be compounded. Limit orders and auto swap prior to deposits are not yet available. Oh my gosh. Yeah, manual are currently tagged as rebalances in the pool level activity. Let's freaking go. So let's all right. This is beta access. No one has seen. I haven't seen this yet, even.
Nice.
This is first look. So, before, like, if you look at my I have Hawk site and I have HawkFi. So like Meteora pools and Orca pools, because they do auto compounding and auto range rebalance. So like if it moves near the end of your range that you set, it automatically rebalances it, so you don't have to face impermanent loss.
Oh, interesting.
But like, all right, like that's a scam pool. But like here, you can see that in this pool, $129,000 have been paid out in fees in the last 24 hours.
Oh,
$107,000 has been paid out in the last 24 hours for Puis. Greed 4. Oh my gosh, we're past greed 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now we're on 4 now. Oh my gosh. But this one looks like this one's a scam too, because it's at $36 TVL. But now they've added Orca into it as well. So you, instead of having to go to 2 different sites, it's all built into one. Oh my gosh, let's go. Let's go, baby. And I am a complete degen, and I don't use. I like Iron Forge as an RPC, but I like Triton better. Boop, boop, boop. So we get to see some of my positions. Like, man, what do you think of this Wild and Out?
I saw it. What's the story behind it?
I really don't like Nick Cannon.
Oh, never been a big Nick Cannon fan.
Me neither. I don't get into I get into things for volume. I don't even care. Like, I got into Wild and Out, not even knowing who it was. It wasn't until later on that I found out, like, Nick Cannon.
Yeah, I don't know. I've actually almost stopped doing meme coin trading for a while. Like, I was getting wrecked in the trenches so much. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break.
Almost $1 million in the last 7 days in fees out of this pool alone.
That's insane. How many is that spread between?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is the way to do it though. Like, I don't fully understand it all, but I used it recently because when the Trump coin launched, I
Mhm.
remember like a bunch of posts from Easy and a bunch of like seeing you talk about it on here a lot, doing this. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this. And I mean it worked. Like I made money off of it and it was great.
Yeah.
Um, but it definitely helps like well, I guess this is with any kind of investing, but the more liquidity you have, the more dry powder you have, the you know, the more noticeable it's going to be.
Yeah. And that's, like when you're providing liquidity, you are getting a percentage of the fees based off of your percentage of the pool.
Right.
So if you have a bigger position in the pool or you have a tighter range where like the capital efficiency is, where like the money's being traded, you are actually you're gonna make more, and so like that's why like a bid ask range position where it's like it looks like the way the bins are set up, it looks like a half pipe for like a skateboard
Right.
half pipe. And so like most of your higher place liquidity is um on the sides that sort of like really like eat up dollars without moving so much, so that there's thinner liquidity in the center. But what that allows for faster trading back and forth. So that's sort of like my go-to on that, because what I want is I want back and forth. I want people to buy and sell, because then
Right.
I'm
The more
making money.
activity, the more.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh man,
That one almost took you out.
that took me out. Now, I did a new thing. I tried out a new feature. I'm not a big fan of it in one aspect.
Mm-hmm.
In the other aspect, I can tell you the numbers. So like I changed the way my pool settings are to only rebalance if the price goes up. If it doesn't go up, the pool doesn't go up.
Interesting.
And so it doesn't rebalance. But I can tell you, but I also had auto compound on. And so I can tell you, looking at this right now, I don't even where's Soul at right now? Oh hell yeah, we're at 134. Oh wow, I tried to drink that or something like that.
Yeah, for real, man. You all right?
Oh yeah, I think so. So all right, Soul's gone up $15 roughly since I made this position. Since I made these positions a week ago. I normally touch this every day. Like I'll claim, because I usually don't have auto compound on when Soul's over, in the above 140-ish. The reason why I have auto compound on when it's below 140 is because everything is like, in my opinion, buying season. And so what it does is it collects more tokens for me, and it puts those tokens back in the pool to like make that position bigger. That then earns me even more. So like, let's say I have $100 in a pool and I earn $20 in fees from both sides of the token. I add that $20. Now it's $120 position. It's earning, then like, let's say that then earns me $125 That compound in the next 24 hours. That compounds in. Now I'm at 155. And then I now earn $32 the next day, you know? So like that
You just keep
compounds that
building
back.
it.
Yeah. And then, you know, next thing you know, it's $200 in that pool. And I'm earning $40 a day. And like, you know, and so like all of these pools, I started off, you know, at around the $100 range.
Really?
And let them grow. You know, the only ones like that, like I didn't was like, that I can tell off that I know right off the bat, like Pengu, Vin, and like maybe Tensor, and like a couple others, but because those were ones I got airdrops for, you know, so I took,
okay, yeah,
I just took like a large chunk of my airdrop and put it in, and then that way I'm not like touching my airdrop per se, but the fees that I'm collecting both on the Sol side or USD side, I can, and the token I can either sell off or I can compound back in. You know,
when is Hawkfi going to do an airdrop?
So soon, and I can tell you this because I know this. Here is my referral code, so you can get extra Hawkfi bonus points. Boom.
Putting it.
I'm putting here. I'll boom. All right. And I see that message.
Okay.
So boom, there's that.
I'm gonna use that right now. Well, I'm gonna copy it.
Yeah. And you can paste it in, and so now, not only if you're using Hawkfi, not only are you earning their new Hawkfi, their high Hawkfi points, you're also earning Met points on Meteora.
Oh, so that
Double
kind of
dip
qualifies you for two things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to be using Hawkfi more.
Yeah, it is amazing. I love it. And like some positions, like I've had, well, like none of these will show like the total all-time fees because I like last Friday, I closed all of my positions and I remade them with these new settings. And the reason I did that, I wanted to see what it would look like, you know, after a week, you know, with these new settings.
Yeah. So that you could track it legit.
Yeah. So I could see, is this really what I like? And, you know, like in the last week, you know, my Yeezy position has moved from $100 to 163, and I've made $157 in fees.
That's a pretty good, like, you just do this in a bunch of different things, and like the passive is going to be really nice.
Exactly. You know, like, yeah, you might have like if your original position is good, you know, like it just like you just sort of make those fees that compound back in. And you can sort of set it up really, you know, interesting for you, you know, that make work for you. And so like some of these positions are like, you know, they haven't really compounded because they haven't moved that much. And you know, like, and that's because I picked this new setting of, you know, so like this is out of position because it's probably down now. Yeah, so it's down from when like it rebalanced, but basically I set it so follow price up only. So it will only rebalance if the price window is going up, which you know, has been like I see is both a good thing or a bad thing because it doesn't rebalance, so there's no more trading on it. So I'm not making those fees even at a lower price range. And so what I'm going to do,
what would you say the pro is of it then?
Like if it's like, if you're going in one-sided with just like a token, like let's say, you know, Sol paired with token X and you have a heck ton of token X. Now, if it drops below your price range, it would rebalance. Basically, it would take token X, sell half of it and turn it into Sol, and then pair you again with Sol token X. So now you have, half as much of that token. And so you could have you could face impermanent loss in that way by having less token. And then and so that could hurt you or not be what you want.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't really care if this token goes down or up. I believe in it and I think it will return or do better. So this, if it's following it only up, and let's say you put in $100 worth of token and your range is between 100 and 150, it will then, let's say it's getting close to 150, at 140, it would then split, and now you have $70 of token A and $70 of token B, and now you're in position again and you're earning, so that is the piece for it. And now you have, and then it splits and goes higher. If it goes higher than that range, let's say it now hits 200 total value, then it would split again, rebalance to where now it's $100. So you have your $100 again, and you have an extra $100. And so then if it starts to drop, you still have token A and token B, and it doesn't work to sell one of them to sort of fix it. Now,
interesting.
That is if you're getting early in a token, that's a good thing. But I think more for what I did, I wanted to test it. And I see that for follow price up only, I'm not doing as well because I'm not trading at lower ranges. I'll get into a range, and as I'll slowly make back triple in fees, triple the position. And once I do that, everything is golden. But so we see here, Sol is up 0.68% since I made this position, and the Yeezy's up 21%. If I had just held the pair, I'd be down 24%. But since I'm LPing, I'm up 28%.
That, I mean, it seems like infinitely, if you're confident there's going to be volume in a token, this is infinitely better than just holding the token.
Exactly. I've had this position for 5 days and 9 hours. Started with $100. So that, because, the positions need to have $100 to trigger, have a value of the total in the pool has to be more than $100, or it's not really worth it to Hawk 5 for the mechanics of that and everything like that. But made on top of that, compounded in $157.
Wow.
So yeah.
And how much did you go in on that?
$100
originally? $100, you said?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So yeah. Or about 119 at the time.
I might have to have you help me set up a bunch of this at some point.
Always down to do that. Now, do you have 10 minutes or do you have to get going?
I do have to get going.
Right.
I kind of I have to meet somebody. So,
do you have a date?
I might.
Is it a repeat?
It might be. Are you proud?
It's quiet, love.
Not yet, but
okay. All right.
I'm in love with the trenches, baby.
Love with the trenches. Oh my! Wait, that's the T word, isn't it? We broke it.
That is the T word.
Oh man!
It took us all this time to find it out, but we figured it out.
Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! All right. Well,
I do appreciate you having me on, and I will be. I hope. Yeah, I'd love to be coming on more. So it's been enjoyable.
It's been enjoyable. So we're gonna be smart, because I gotta I don't know, I gotta do some calls and stuff like that. But let's end the show. I want to thank everyone for joining TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode 895. Koi
That's
and Taco
insane.
build cool shit. We didn't even do our job.
We didn't even do it.
Oh my god. Oh, I guess we're gonna do this tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we might have to.
I'm down. I'm down to do that tomorrow. All
I
right.
am too.
We'll do this live.
Yeah, that works for me.
Works for me.
As long as that's okay. As long as that's okay.
Let me look through the job description I wrote. Yep, it works.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we want more people to find out about it, so might as well,
Fair enough.
So, but I want to thank everyone on LinkedIn, Player One Taco, YouTube, Xerox Degens, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Telegram, Rumble, Kick, On-Chain via Unlonely. Nope, sorry, no longer with Unlonely. On-Chain via Abstract and On-Chain via Soul Media Tech. Thank you to Filecoin. And those joining on the Twitter space, Twitter video, you guys rock. You gals rock. Everyone in between, you penguins, you PFPs. Man, do you remember the PP phase?
I wish I didn't.
I like to touch people's PP.
Yeah, I remember the when like the super low quality PP phase where it was just like horrible bananas with faces and stuff.
Yep. And for those that don't know what a PP is, it is a profile picture.
Yep.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yep.
We are degens.
Nothing other than that.
We are degens. We are not degenerates.
Big difference. Little difference.
A lot, big difference. We'll go into this. We'll go into this tomorrow. Degen. My thought of degen. But we're going to end this episode as we end every episode with our words of wisdom and the greatest worst knock-knock joke on the face of the planet. As we have told these words of wisdoms 894 times, we don't have any reason not to say them again. And they are: a closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning if no one knows you're looking for opportunity, opportunity can never come a knocking. If opportunity does come knocking and no one answers, it is going to keep on walking. Koi, do you have 10 seconds? Final thoughts, words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Never try to teach a pig to sing because it frustrates the pig and wastes your time.
No, what? I want to teach a pig how to sing now.
No, you don't. Trust me. It frustrates the pig and wastes your time.
But it'd be so cute, like a teacup pig. When Wilson. Oh my. Okay, we're gonna stop now because
we're gonna tangent if we don't.
Yes. All right. So we are. Since you are up on stage, you get to help with the greatest worst knock-knock joke on the face of the planet. We have told this joke 894 times because we are not good at Irish goodbyes, and this is the only way we know how to end a show. Because we could talk forever. But out of honor of those that have come before us and in memory of those that come behind us, are you ready for this, Koi?
I am absolutely ready.
Knock, knock.
Whomst is there?